My name is Tucker Johnson. Together with my business partner here, Renato Beninato, we founded Nimdzi Insights as a market research and consulting company focusing on translation and localization. When we started, it was just the two of us, Renato and myself, and a cheesy tagline that we wrote, "We're here to help."
We're here to help.
As you can imagine, it was a lot of work. It was a labor of love, but it was also very rewarding. It's still very rewarding, though it is changing. For example, I have a new boss.
So do I?
Renato has a new boss. We're going to get back to that in just a little bit, though. In the 3 years since, we have grown to be so much more than just a simple consulting agency. Today, Nimdzi's 27 team members are spread across 12 countries. They apply their subject matter expertise to help their clients solve unique challenges. Nimdzi does this through global and regional market and user experience research, guided technology selection, procurement, and deployment initiatives, and a host of other services. Our clients range from boutique language service providers to big 5 technology companies. We work with domestic and international government agencies and NGOs alike.
2020 presented challenges to many localization institutions, and even our industry's beloved magazine, Multilingual, had to stop the presses, moving to digital only. Multilingual magazine has been in print since 1987 and has been a cornerstone of our industries. And so, one of the highlights of my year personally was Nimdzi's acquisition of Multilingual magazine. This was not something that was in our roadmap at the beginning of 2020, but when the opportunity presented itself, it just made sense given the strong synergies identified between the two organizations. But even with the synergies, Tucker and I committed to running Multilingual as a wholly independent organization. We want nothing more than to honor the history and mission of Multilingual magazine so that it continues to be the same respected source of information we readers have come to expect over the decades.
That having been said, I would like all of my fellow multilingual readers to welcome our new Chief Executive, Marjolein Groot-Nieuwelink. She's going to give us a sneak peek of what's in store for this beloved industry magazine.
Thank you, Tucker. I am extremely excited to be taking on even more of a leadership role moving into 2021. During my 6 years at Multilingual, I have developed a deep affection for this industry and, more importantly, for the wonderful, exciting, and brilliant people that I've met. It is my mission to maintain a common forum where both industry veterans and newcomers alike can feel at home. In 2021, our longtime readers will continue to receive the quality, in-depth, relevant content they have come to expect. Simultaneously, we will be focusing on outreach to grow our community. And through all of this, we are exploring new and exciting formats and channels to provide an even more targeted content stream curated to our audience's specific interests. In this day and age, you don't have to look far to see the toxic effects of biased journalism. And so now more than ever, it is important to maintain journalistic independence and integrity. So let me be clear. Multilingual, while supported by Nimdzi, will continue to be managed autonomously. And so I'm very grateful to have fellow multilingual veterans with me on this journey, like our editor-in-chief, Katie Botkin. She has been with us since 2008. And to all of my friends and colleagues out there who have reached out to express their support, I really appreciate it. Now I'm looking forward to seeing what new and exciting places Multilingual will go with the added support and resources that Nimdzi brings to the table.
At Nimdzi, Renato and I will be stepping back from our respective management roles as Managing Director and Chief Executive. We will be directors and advisors to the strategic management team and continue to work as consultants to our clients. At Nimdzi Insights, as well as at Multilingual, Renato and I work with some of the most knowledgeable, intelligent, and passionate professionals in the industry. The Nimdzi team is young and eager to cut a path for themselves amongst the next generation of leaders in the localization industry. If Renato and I were to put our egos on the shelf, step back, and ask ourselves what advice we would give ourselves if we were our own consulting clients, the answer is clear. The best thing Renato and I can do to support the team is to get out of their way and let them do great things. First and foremost, before we go any further, for all of our clients, you can still book times with me. You can still book times with Nato. We aren't going anywhere. We're still committed to being very accessible for Nimdzi clients.
And so we're not much stepping back or stepping aside, just making room for this new group of great leaders. We're very excited to introduce our newly appointed Chief Executive Officer, Josef Kubowski.
You guys are amazing. I appreciate the opportunity to work in such a great team. When I started 2 years ago, I was amazed by the amount of good feedback Nimdzi clients were sharing with me. My goal was and will be to continue supporting our clients and this industry with the best possible resources of information. Every leader is only as good as his team. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the powerful Nimdzi team. Inge Bohnen is Nimdzi's newly appointed Vice President of Consulting and will be focused on scaling Nimdzi's consulting services for our customers. In 2020, we saw unpredicted demand for language technology consulting. Lots of clients needed help navigating the complex integrations and deployment processes required to modernize their TMS models. We are likewise seeing growth in culturalization and geopolitical consulting in response to recent global movements like Black Lives Matter, Brexit, and other social and political movements, both online and offline. Companies need to know how to navigate complex cultural issues, not just at home, but abroad, and they are turning to Nimdzi for help. Gabriel Karandiszowski will be stepping up from his position as Managing Editor to serve as Chief Operating Officer, overseeing customer research initiatives and improving the scalability of our delivery in order to meet the rising demand from our client-side customers. Nika Alarvedi has taken on the dual role of Chief Marketing Officer not only for Nimdzi Insights, but for Multilingual as well. Her focus is simple: to ensure that Nimdzi's research is available and accessible to anyone who may benefit from it. However, this year she has the added responsibility for helping Mariolene and the Multilingual team to refresh their content and explore new avenues to reach our industry, such as recently launched Multilingual TV, which brings the same highly relevant industry content to a new format that our industry has been missing. Chief Researcher Sarah Hickey will continue to oversee existing flagship reports such as Nimdzi 100, the Nimdzi Interpreting Index, as well as collaborating on a new high-value research project like Project Underwear, as well as a few top-secret projects that are yet to be announced. Industry readers have come to rely upon Nimdzi's flagship reports each year to feed their business strategy, and Sarah is committed to ensuring that these reports continue to publish on time. One of the biggest areas of growth for Nimdzi this year has been M&A related services. Even though the economic downturn of 2020, the language services industry has continued to see robust investment and acquisition activity. What many don't realize is that Jonathan Otis has been leading this effort as our Director of M&A. He will continue to lead Nimdzi's M&A practice in 2021 with increased support from Renato, who managed this practice from Nimdzi prior to Jonathan's coming on board. Jonathan has successfully closed 3 acquisition deals for our clients last year, worth a combined $50 million. In the last quarter of 2020, we have seen a renewed interest in M&A activity, and we are ramping up to be able to accept more clients interested in buying or selling their company in 2021. Another unexpected area of interest from our industry this year has been remote training and development. Under the direction of Dr. Belén Arculo Garcia, Nimdzi's Director of Learning, we have launched a service of online workshops focused on key localization skills and challenges. Our clients have loved the unlimited access for their teams. Many clients have incorporated the Nimdzi's learning platform into their standard onboarding and training process for new team members. Due to the high demand of training, Belén and her team are expanding into other subjects and formats during 2021.
I started by saying that I have a new boss, and that's true. Joseph has my full respect, and he is certainly a leader I can follow. However, at the end of the day, our ultimate responsibility is to our clients, and that remains unchanged. We're simply following our own advice and proactively implementing the changes that are absolutely necessary to fulfilling our mission to our employees and to our partners.
It has been an interesting few years, and it's great to be here with a great team and two fantastic properties in our industry. And I look forward to what we're going to be building together, Tucker, in 2021, and observe and cheer for a great team that we had the honor to build, and that is taking forward this idea that we put together just 3 years ago. So let's have our new boss, Joseph, have the last word.
Take it away, sir.
I'm excited, and you should be too. The pace of change in our industry is increasing. Complexity is increasing. Challenges are increasing. But our maturity as an industry is rising to meet the demands. If you share this excitement, then we want to talk to you. We're in this together. I look forward to seeing you succeed in 2021. We're here to help.
Multilingual has been around since I was born. Just saying.